Yeah, so things are a bit messy, but hopefully I can kind of get my chores done today. I do all my own shit, clean for other people, so it's kind of crazy. Oh man. Thought I could try plunging out my sink today, you know? Get some dishes done, but no. Being a real vlogger is hard because you're actually trying to show people your actual life, the less fun moments, like the actual drama of living life sucks. Got as much of the kitchen cleaned as I could. So yeah, I'm just going to have to do something about my sink. I can't do any dishes. I don't know guys, I feel like cooking some food tonight. I'm hungry. If you want to bathe as much as I do, you're gonna have to clean your bathtub a lot. So I find this to be quite the convenient solution for keeping me up on top, making sure I keep my chores done on time. Okay guys, kind of winded. I'm gonna go grab myself a cola or something like that, buy myself a 2-liter Coke. Feeling like it anyways. It's barely 6 o'clock in the afternoon and the sun is all the way down in LA, so it certainly makes it a little bit harder to want to film and get all the stuff done, but hey, I just, you know, I like to use daylight hour, but right now we're just gonna have to keep on rolling and rolling because I have to get stuff done. But yeah guys, I'm gonna go grab a 2-liter soda, so be right back. Alright, so I'm finally leaving my apartment for the first time today. There are numerous reasons for that. One reason is filming, spending a lot of time filming. The other reason, just because trying to film at night right now. Hey, what's up, buddy? I'm doing very good. It's my neighbor right there. So first time just finally getting some fresh air outside today. And as you guys can tell, it's perfectly dark at night. I'm doing like a 10,000 ISO rating, but basically Just picking up some soda from the convenience store. I haven't done anything outside my apartment. Technically speaking, I don't really need the soda, but I just want to stretch my legs, get some fresh air, you know, have stop by the convenience store, get some nice cold soda for myself, you know, just I have yeah guys, I've been doing a lot of research on the Canadian real estate market, and I think it's really fascinating, and I can't wait to share with you guys like the actual like thing I'm thinking about doing potentially. But it is looking more and more attractive, assuming that the Trump administration actually does put on the tariffs on Canada. That'll make the real estate and the foreign exchange more beneficial for US investors that want to buy cheap Canadian real estate. So if you're wondering why I started the conversation about Trump tariffs on Canada, it's because, you know, I'm thinking about buying my first property as like an investment property while I still live in Los Angeles. And it's not very cost effective to buy real estate in California, let alone expect to generate any real investment return from buying real estate in California. So what I was doing research on was primarily where can I buy real estate where it's trading at a huge discount due to whatever macroeconomic factor. And I'm finding that the pricing for houses and various top tier markets in the Canadian real estate market are really phenomenal. Like we're talking about, I could buy a 2-3 bedroom condominium for $500,000 US in Canada, in Toronto Metro. So that's like their capital city, and you're able to buy, you know, a condo, like $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 condo. And the price could go even cheaper because of the way the trade war is kind of taking off against the US versus Canada. So that's why I'm spending a lot of time doing, you know, additional, like, hey, like, what if scenarios. If the tariffs happen, how much cheaper does the Canadian dollar get? The Canadian dollar gets even cheaper than the current 1.5 rate per dollar. That just translates to my dollar gaining more purchasing power. And because my business is primarily based out of the US, my income is also in US dollar terms. So whenever I'm able to leverage the US dollar to go outside the US, the most interesting opportunity from my perspective, coming from Southern California where our local real estate market isn't really suitable for generating great investment returns, I'm looking at Canada. Like Canada's a real opportunity right now. And it's about to get a lot cheaper, assuming, you know, Trump, you know, stops dilly-dallying and just slaps the tariffs right on top of Canada. So, you know, that's why I say, like, you know, right now I'm busy, and I don't think it's gonna, even if I buy investment property in Canada, I don't think it's gonna change my life much here in Los Angeles, because, you know, I do make videos, I do network, I have a local company here, but for strictly like an investment perspective, Canada looks great. But I want to try and buy some soda real quick from my local shop. So, grab some 2-liter Coke. All right, guys. Can I buy a Coca-Cola real quick? Hey, buddy, how you doing? Very good. I'm just vlogging right now from my YouTube channel. Just grabbing some Coca-Cola and all. But back to the conversation we're trying to have, okay, guys? So, I'm not saying that, you know... Okay, so the reason why I think you guys... if you're, like, from my perspective, like being in California and all, I like the Canadian real estate play a lot. And the reason why I look at it differently than say California is because California, I think the price of real estate could very well go sideways or it could drop. So, real estate prices in California, they've gotten rather stagnant. So there's not a whole lot of price appreciation potential. Number two, if the foreign exchange goes my way and the dollar starts to drop in value against the Canadian dollar again, that would make my real estate position appreciate in real terms on a currency adjusted basis. So that's why I'm saying to you guys, why buy Canada real estate if because of the tariffs? Tariffs are good because if you're an investor, you're going to see the price of the currency drop. And because of that, the price of real estate becomes more affordable from an American investor perspective. Someone like me that wants to buy an investment property or something like that, or have a second home to stay in outside of the United States. So that's why I've been doing research on Canadian real estate. How do I get a mortgage in Canada? All sorts of stuff. And I think, within about 12 months to 18 months, I'll be in a position where I can actually buy a property up in Canada and leverage it as an investment property. So that's the main reason why we're going on this, spiel right now about Canada. Canada has a lot of great potential, especially from an investment perspective. So if you guys underestimate the potential of that, well, now you know what I'm working on right now. Besides just, building my local business and making it a bigger company and building my YouTube channel so it attracts more viewership, practically speaking, I'm looking very closely at Canada and whether or not we can time an opportunity to buy the real estate in Canada when the foreign exchange rate, it favors the US the absolute most. That's the main thing here. I don't really care about politics, right? But politics is just a tool to understand the world around you. And then once you understand the world, you can take action. And right now, the most interesting opportunity is Canadian real estate. The Canadian real estate that you can buy is at an all-time low, both on but particularly from a US perspective, it's at an all-time low. I think that if I buy this condo for $500,000 up in, Toronto or something like that, I think the value of that condominium could go from $500,000 to $1 million because that's still the capital of Canada, Toronto. If you wanted to find an opportunity to rebound off of real estate real quickly and make a huge bag, I think the real opportunity is probably Canadian real estate because over here in Los Angeles, real estate doesn't go up as quickly. So the price of real estate doesn't move that fast, and the laws are written in a way so that you can't really, they're written in a way so that it's not favored to landlords, but mostly towards tenants. So from my perspective, it benefits me more to rent in LA than figure out an investment property outside the US, but particularly out in Canada. So if you're a US person, definitely support the Canadian tariffs because that's what creates opportunity for you guys. For normal people like you and me that might not be able to buy multi-million-dollar properties, this might be the once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to buy Canadian real estate on the ultra cheap. So that's kind of what I was thinking about for the past month or two. But the more and more Trump talks about the tariffs and how the tariffs are going to benefit the USA, I kind of dug into it a bit more, and I kind of thought about, how does the US tariffs against Canada benefit me personally? But forget about, the aggregated effects. How can you capitalize knowing the fact that chances are the US is going to start a trade war, so inevitably you're going to have to find your spots. You're going to have to find your opportunities. And that's what I'm pointing out to you guys, is that a lot of these financial gurus, they're out here farming clicks and views. They're not trying to educate you on how to make money or to be opportunistic or capitalistic, So, and I'm not saying it's for everybody. Some people might not want to go up north into Canada and experience the cold and the winters and all that other stuff. But I can always run back to LA at any time. I'm just thinking about this like, hey, humongous opportunity buying Canadian real estate if you can afford it right now. And it's just a much more interesting market to look at than the local market I'm in, which is Los Angeles, where, you know, if you just turn on the news, nothing about investing in LA makes any sense right now. So, when it pertains to real estate. Now, if you want to build a media company, then, you know, maybe staying in Los Angeles makes a lot of sense, which, you know, right now I'm building a media business and a technology business at the same time primarily. So Canadian is a strategic, you know, play. Canada is a strategic play for me. It's not like it's the only thing that's going on at the same time. I know for a fact that if I can secure a Canadian mortgage and I can pay it off in US dollar terms, this is one of the best opportunities on the market right now. Once you convert the dollar into the Canadian dollar, you're gonna find that the price of these apartments, these condos, these houses get way more affordable, and it's in the Canadian capital of Toronto where you can find, you know, the surrounding suburbs to buy at a median price point of around $500,000 to $700,000 right now. That's like Manhattan real estate. On the Monopoly board, you have Manhattan and Toronto right next to each other. So what I'm pointing out to you guys is, you're playing Monopoly. I live in Los Angeles. My Los Angeles board is kind of weak. But if I play Toronto Avenue and put my houses and my hotels on Toronto Avenue, when the price is cheap, just like the game of Monopoly, you're gonna end up doing really good right now. Okay guys, so I'm back again, and I need to cook some food, guys. I'm starving right now, and we are still rolling through my actual day in the life, right? So I'm still here with you guys, and right now I wanna start by getting myself my pot loaded with some ingredients. So let's get the ingredients going. This is gonna form the base of the soup, by the way, guys. So right here, we got our clam. And no, I'm not making clam chowder. I am making a Korean style soup. So we call it, in Korean, we call it jjigae. So we're gonna be making a jjigae. The jjigae. So let me just get these clams out so I can, like, you know, work on this a bit. They got two separate bags for me, I think. So I'm gonna start on this left bag, and I'm just gonna get the clams in there. Nice fresh clams, you know? And this forms a good soup base because technically I'm gonna combine the clam with some frozen dumplings, chicken dumplings. So we got some gyoza pot stickers as well that I'm gonna throw in there. I'm gonna add some more clams to give it some mix. A Korean style clam soup. Now you're wondering, you know, what am I going to use for my sauces? Well, technically speaking, I got this ramen sauce that I really like. It's a Japanese style tonkatsu ramen. From leftover ramen, I took the sauce and the ramen from the ramen. But basically, yes, we're going to be leveraging ramen packets to build out the flavoring of the soup as well. This is another technique you can use. You can just, so yeah, I ended up with an excess of sauce from my ramen, so I decided to reuse some of the lighter tasting ramen sauces. So we're gonna leverage these two things. We got mandu, we got the clam so far. So that's looking pretty good. I still want to add more to this though. So you still want to add more to your soup. In order to make this correctly, I want to, of course, ensure that the soup base is properly there at the bottom. Okay, nice and simple. Oh, look at all that sauce going in. If I was optimizing for search and the algorithm, I don't think this would be the right content to make, but you know what? Making really good soup is underrated. So let's make some soup. So we got some onion and some tofu from a leftover soup ingredients from the last time. So I got some leftover tofu right there. And some mushrooms, green onion. This is a very simple aesthetic, right? You want to chop up the green onions nice and fresh, like that, get it all going. I wish I was like, you know, Steven Spielberg for you all. But no, I'm just like that rink-a-dink, average-ass, local Oriental dude that has like his local business. You call him Mr. Shopkeep type of dude. With my shopkeeper mentality almost in LA, like, fuck, dude. If that makes any sense to any of you guys living out here in LA, like, holy fuck, shopkeeper mentality in LA. But like, I literally, you know, this is my business. Like, before I made all these YouTube videos or tried making a lot of YouTube content, I was technically a writer, a blogger for Seeking Alpha. So before that, I was a successful guy, just writing about little bits of tips and investment, you know, recommendations, talking about stocks. So technically my background is in writing, and then I got into videography and video editing, and this is how we ended up here. So it's going to be adding some onions to the soup to make it have some added flavor and depth. We got some onions right there. I know some people would slice their onions a bit differently, but this is for a Korean jjigae, for crying out loud, you know? So it doesn't have to be perfect, but boom. We got some onions on top of that. We got clam. We got chicken dumplings as well. So we're getting closer and closer to the ideal type of Korean soup that I'm looking for, at least. So we get it that far, at least, making a good soup. Okay. Or stew. Technically the translation from Korean is stew, not soup, but the same drip, you know. Like, what do people think the difference is between chicken stew and chicken soup? And they're gonna be like, well, the stew is just, you know, like the more mature version of it, and then with less broth, basically. And it's like, yeah, you just have less broth. So we got the mushrooms right there, and then as my topper, I'm gonna add some shrimp. So I'm gonna add some shrimp in that. We got some leftover shrimp, so I can use that. Purified water. Gotta get the water into the Brita so we can make it look nice. So I have nice tasting water for the broth, the soup. stew. Okay, so we got some shrimp. Now these shrimp are like, you know, tiger shrimp or like jumping shrimp, whatever it is. Like, it's like really good shrimp. So I'm gonna get that going real quickly. Got shrimp to put in the stew. This hasn't been frozen, so after I use up this batch, I'm gonna start freezing my shrimp. It looks like it's smelling awfully shrimpy right now, but hey, you know, some people might be offended. Like, it smells shrimpy. Hey, are you being discriminatory? And I'm like, no, it smells very shrimpy. So we got some shrimp at the top, like that. Maybe a good four of them. So we have a lot of we have clams in there as well. So this is all the shrimp we got to add. 5 pieces of shrimp, nice, balanced, a seafood style soup with like a pork paste broth as well. Get those frozen. The shrimp is starting to smell kind of, you know, like, hey, you need to put this in the freezer. It's not going to last for much longer. And I'm like, okay, let's get it into the freezer. Okay, so now we got to get the water in there for the soup broth. Now remember to add some more salt to it. I'm going to add some don't know where I put my soy sauce all of a sudden. Now I do. Okay. So we got some soy sauce as well to go in right here. About a tablespoon. And then we just fill the top with broth, like water, to make sure that there's a broth for the stew. And then I'm just going to put it on top of the stove top to boil. So let's just go ahead and get this over here right now. Gotta cook this, put this on over here. Okay, so I'm gonna let my stew cook for like the next, I don't know, like hour or so. So this is gonna be on the stovetop for like a good like hour, 2 hours. I'd say 2 hours. We have flavoring. We have the clams. We got dumplings. We've got mushrooms, onions, shrimp. So and also enoki mushroom. So very, very authentic soup for me. I really needed that. I needed a seafood hot pot at home. Homemade, you know, don't need to go to a restaurant. I just dump the seafood in, as you guys saw, and then I reheat some rice, and I just kind of chop it up real quickly, like chop it up, dump it inside there, you know, and then I have like a really, really healthy meal. And lately, I've been noticing that, at least to my doctor, they're saying that I have a lot of fat in my blood. So, so I need to get that down, but I still need to maintain my protein. So what I decided to do was, rather than, you know, not eat pork, well, actually I have to cut back on pork, and then I have to cut back on beef. So I'm eating a lot of seafood right now. And if you have really good seafood recipes, you can get away with eating like this. So that's what I'm saying, like, just for health reasons, why this, you know, there's like this shift to having all this seafood in my diet, basically. So, and I still need to maintain like really good health so that I can keep producing great content, so that I can be the best content creator for you guys. So, you know, that's what I'm saying. I eat really healthy, and I tend to like maybe a bit more exotic food as well. So, yep. Now, after I'm done cooking that and eating that, then I'm gonna go to sleep, and then I have to prepare for the next day to film my routine again for what I plan tomorrow to take care of. And then I'm just gonna video edit it, package it, publish it. You know, I don't have a whole lot to hide, and I'm still thinking of ways to make the vlog more interesting and more palatable to my audience. But it's still like a work in progress, guys. It still has to feel like an authentic product to what I'm trying to create for videos, and I don't want to completely replicate what everybody else is doing. And I want to create something a bit more unique to me and have it work on this platform. So anyways, guys, just got done cooking. You know, looking at my computer right now. I might do some thumbnail design or something like that on Canva, I'm not sure. Or just watch some YouTube videos. Educational videos. I've been meaning to do a reaction video for education, but anyways, I just, you know, I've been meaning to do an education, like, I've been meaning to do educational videos on my channel, some more, but I also want to maintain, like, you know, maybe there's like an educational theme in my vlogs and an education theme when I just want to talk strictly, like really in depth and stuff like that. But then I want to be as relatable to you guys as possible. You know, like I don't want you guys to feel like I'm detached from reality or something like that, that I'm a real human being that's not hiding behind some avatar that I made up for the internet so that I could talk more authoritatively or something like that. I don't know about that. I don't want to hide anything. I want you guys to like me for who I am while I keep sharing the value that I can still provide on YouTube. So with that being said, I'm going to turn the camera off, and when the soup is done cooking, I'm going to start filming again. So in the meantime, I'm just gonna watch YouTube videos, random YouTube videos, I don't know, like, well, what would you guys watch from all this stuff on my homepage, you know? Like, girlfriend drives my turbo new Edge, like that looks like brain rot, you know? A future where we own nothing. I failed at YouTube until I understood this. Like, oh, the news, oh my God, the news today is ridiculous. You know, trying to negotiate with terrorists, Donald Trump, Elon trying to explain how wasteful and corrupt the government is with all its kickbacks. The news cycle when it pertains to politics is just beautiful today. It's crazy active. And I don't know. There's plenty to talk about. My homepage is kind of, you know, boring. You know, I don't see as many of like the mega influencer channels, more so that I see a lot of the mega educational gurus and the news on my homepage. And that's okay. You know, like I like as you can see, I like consuming educational content, but you know, once the food is ready and it's cooked, I'm gonna go ahead and roll the camera again and show you guys what I cook for seafood hot pot, or my homemade seafood hot pot, or just how I make seafood at home, make it more palatable and tasty. You know, I just, gosh, guys, I don't have much else to talk about other than that. I guess is, you know, what am I doing? Right now. So see you guys in 30 minutes when I have the soup. So the seafood hot pot turned out phenomenal. I can't help but like making a good hot pot stew, you know? And I can just Kind of imagine you got the clams in there, you got some shrimp, got some dumplings mixed in with some tofu. And the broth tastes so good in this. Like the broth tastes like freaking phenomenal. Got a clam right here. Gotta taste this, to try this out real quick. I love clam. Clam is amazing. And then the soup broth. Ooh, that's such good soup. Ooh, I love it a lot. Wow. And then I got some rice right here. Yeah, I just microwaved some rice, but hey, I got some rice as well. Goes perfectly with the soup. So yeah, guys, I think I'm just gonna eat this, watch some news, and go to sleep, basically. I mean, I wish I could say I had a more eventful day, but ooh. Got another clam right here. Got a clam, nice and good. Ooh. Love seafood. Oh my God. That is amazing clam. And there's just so much depth and flavor to the soup that or the stew, that I'm just glad. It has like that nice seafood umami flavor to it that I can't help but love a good seafood hot pot done Korean style. Amazing. Just really amazing. All right, guys. Well, that about does it for tonight. I think I'm gonna vlog some more tomorrow, and then you'll probably see like a day in the life plus another day. But I'm gonna go to bed now. Well, technically I'm gonna eat and then I'm gonna go to bed, but you guys get the drift. I mean, like, you don't have to watch me eat everything and, you know, do everything. Like, you guys get an idea of what I'm gonna do. All right, guys, watch the prior. No, I'm just kidding. Well, we start to roll to the next day. Okay. Hey guys, so it's a rainy day in Los Angeles and we roll to the next day. I just need to set up my Canon printer real quick, so I got a Pixma TS whatever 6420A. So I'm gonna put this over here. I'm gonna set up my printer real quick, and then I'm just gonna print out some documents and stuff. So. Yeah, we gotta get this going. This is very important, because without a printer, I'm not getting a lot of work done very effectively, you know? So definitely have to sort of get the actual printer out. So, get this out of here. Okay, so that is the Canon printer. So where's the front of the printer? Scans documents, that's cool. Process. We must align. You must realign alignment of the paper. Oh, so just setting up the printer today. See how well this alignment goes. I really need to print out some paperwork and send it via mail. So I gotta send some mail out. So it's just very important that this printer works. Like I don't want to return it back to Amazon or something because I messed up the setup or something. I don't know. So while I'm waiting for the printer to print out some test copies of paper, I figure today's Wednesday. Happy Wednesday, guys. You guys having a good Wednesday? But yeah, I'm just kind of waiting for this piece of paper to come out the other side of this printer. Like, print the paper. Now, print the paper. Please print the paper correctly, guys. I don't know. Well, that's reassuring. I was like watching like YouTube videos and various videos up until like 3-4 a.m. last night, if I had to be pretty like perfectly real with you guys. And now I'm just, working on some basic administrative tasks that I gotta do. Even today, I think I spent a decent amount of time. I woke up, watched some TV. Obviously, I'm not gonna put that on camera. I'm like, no one cares. Not everything I don't have to have an opinion on everything that I watch. I'm not exactly Asmon Gold TV or something. So, in my mind, I only want to highlight things that are very particular and interesting to me and my audience. And, I want to stick to a theme that's about personal growth, entrepreneurship, channel growth, business, marketing, finance, local business content. So I just, I also find that in between those moments where there's, interesting things to do and explore throughout the Los Angeles area, there is some downtime. Like I have to deal with some boring stuff, like not every day about being a YouTube creator is all that exciting. And I don't think it really has to be, I think it's, oh look, it's done. I think it's done aligning the paper. So what's that look like right here? It's like, wow, very good. So I think the alignment came out pretty good, I guess. Whatever that means. Like it means that the ink and the paper is aligned perfectly. So I got my printer set up. I had to print out some business documents, a lot of documents. It's also like tax season as well in the United States. So from a tax filing perspective, I think I bought the Canon printer. So, I didn't have a printer because I was moving around quite a bit before moving into this place. So, I had to kind of like piece it together step by step, paperwork that I got to do today. And it cannot be done on camera because the information is too personal. So what I prefer doing instead is I'm just going to take care of my adult related stuff, take care of the stuff that I need to print out and send out via the mail. But once I'm able to send this piece of mail out, and get this mail out and print out the documents I need to, then, I can kind of say that I kind of had to do what I had to do today. So anyways, guys, watch the prior vlog. I kind of dive into a little bit about the Beast games, a little bit of like me doing like a grocery haul, like where I got the Korean ingredients of me, the seafood soup. So yeah, actually I might make another seafood soup actually here. But today I think this is just the amount of filming that I kind of want to do. I really can't, provide a whole lot of visuals around sending, just printing out sensitive personal documents and stuff like that. But really glad to get, some of my daily tasks, get my chores, get everything kind of sorted away, get my kitchen a bit nicer looking. I haven't been able to get the Drano yet, so I have to go get some Drano for the sink. The kitchen sink right now, the kitchen sink looks horrible, guys. Like it really messes with my productivity when my sink in my kitchen is clogged. So I had to get some Drano. Today is just so freaking, and it's so gloomy right now. Like the gloom of the weather, the rain, it all just kind of comes together where it's just like, gosh, guys, I'm kind of exhausted here, and just another day in the life. But anyways, yeah, guys, if you found this to be, pretty interesting, you find my YouTube vlog to be interesting, before you guys, dip, be sure to consider watching the other vlog episode that I produce. It's about the past couple days.